Hey guys, it's Angelo Esquivel here back with another tutorial. Today I'm going to be expanding upon a concept that another gentleman on YouTube went over and gave me the idea to try and replicate what he did. I encourage you to check out his YouTube page and check out his video, as he is the inspiration for this. But more or less what we're going to be doing is making a fish tank divider with some stuff we can get at Walmart for very, very cheap. Now, the fish tank dividers he went into are of common sizes, but what I want to do is talk about one size that is very hard to find dividers for, which is the 40-gallon breeder. Now, I went to Walmart and they have this stuff called Canvas Designer. It's, as you can see here, plastic mesh with tiny holes, and yes, some very tiny baby fish would probably be able to get through it, but we can kind of stagger that with two of them if we want. But more or less, for keeping adolescent and adult fish separate, this should do quite nicely. And the difference is, I found this at Walmart in the arts and craftsy kind of section. And if you'll notice, it's 12 inches by 18 inches, which is perfect because a 40-gallon breeder is 18 inches wide. We can get rid of that, and it comes with 3 of these for only a few dollars. We can get rid of this little thingy here. And essentially what we're going to do is, because it's not tall enough, we're going to cross-section them in a manner that allows us to have 2 at the same time. And to do that, we're going to use some string and a needle, and we're going to weave in and out on all of these. Now, it's going to take some time to do it, but once it's done, it'll make a nice, strong connection. And if you don't want to do it like that, you could always use aquarium-grade silicone to combine the 2 pieces. I prefer using some string and a needle. I think it's a better solution. That way you don't have to wait 2 days for the silicone to cure and become non-toxic. So we're going to go with that. But more importantly, we need some rigidity. And he pointed this out. This is report covers. And what you'll notice is these. These are important because, believe it or not, regular fish tank dividers use the exact same thing. And he goes over this in his video. This is where I got the idea from. These basically are designed to hold some pages together, and they work just as well to hold the canvas together. You just slide it in where the divider would go, and this little thing comes with 6. It was only like $1.50 or so. You get these plastic pages that you don't really need, but if you can find these just by themselves, that's good too. And we're going to start up in the middle, the cross section, to reinforce it. And we can work our way around however we see fit. The nice thing about making your own is these come already pre-made flat. The ones you buy in the store that are actual tank dividers come rolled, so they don't have a nice square, flat, rigid form. To fix that, you could always use a hair dryer and heat up the plastic, and it will form to whatever the surface is that you have it on. So let's go ahead and build this and see how it looks. Now, if you have some normal string like I do, you actually don't need a thread and needle, although it can be handy. If you want to deal with a fray at the end, just simply turn on your stove, put the end in the heat for just like a second, and it burns the end to a nice solid tip. So that way it's easier just to poke it through the holes. So this is what it'll look like when it's completed. And I'm not going to lie, hand stitching every single piece to go all the way across took quite a bit of patience, but it gets easier once you get a rhythm going towards the center. The beginning and the end are probably the hardest part of it. But we just, tie a knot around on this end and on that end, and we can add the plastic side supports to give it rigidity. Once you have your supports on for the time being, measure out the top to bottom, the height of your tank, and cut accordingly. And the nice thing about this stuff is it's really easy to keep a straight line, and we don't have to worry about this top portion because those little filer things we had, these are going to go on top as well as the bottom and the sides. As you can see, they fit on just like the stuff that comes with the breeder nets that you get at the store. So this is what the entire thing will look like when it's done. You'll notice we didn't have enough to cover every single square inch of the perimeter, but that's okay. You would just put this end down into the sand bed where the fish aren't going to go in anyway. Okay, so because the inside width and height of the tank is different than the outside, I had to take it out and do some remeasuring. Okay, so now that I finally got it in the tank, you were probably wondering how it gets held up. We use suction cups, and just, you know, putting suction cups at key points helps keep it where it should be. I mean, you could always do a little bit of adjusting, but the nice thing about doing a custom wall is you can get it exact. So looks to be pretty good, I think, actually, especially compared to the old one, which was far too small. And this is why I only could have the water down to this height, because that was as high as the store-bought one goes. Okay, so you may have noticed one of the fish, or actually a few of them, got by right here because there was a little gap. I made it just barely too short, so what I did is I pulled these white pieces out a little further, and if you need a little extra buffer in case you went a little too far, just get another one of these little plastic sticks and just wedge it like you see right there, and it should help close the gap. But you know, if you don't make that mistake, then you've pretty much got it. So yep, just use suction cups to hold it in place. So here is the end result. The tank is finally at its fullest capacity. I used one of the previous sticks I had to make the gap just a little taller. That's why you see in green. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope it helped.